If you've been a subscriber to my YouTube channel for a while, you know that one of my other interests is vintage laptops, and I've got quite a collection of IBM ThinkPads, particularly vintage ones. But I've got a few other computers that by other manufacturers, and one of my favourites is by far and away this lovely Compaq Portable 3. This was released in 1987 by a Compaq company, and they had a slightly different view those days of portable, because this thing weighs an absolute ton, and you would not want to be lugging this around for very long at all. It's got no batteries in it, so you need mains to actually run it up. But it's a truly amazing machine, and it's got a gorgeous amber gas plasma screen. And if you're interested in this, I'll put a link in the description to the video I did on it many years ago. So why have I got it out again? Well, I was very lucky. I was perusing eBay, as is my wont, and I found something recently on there which, I just couldn't believe my luck. This is the Compaq SLT 286, which was released by Compaq 1 year later, in 1988. Well, before we go any further with this, I thought we'd just have a quick look at it. Go round it as such. So this is, I believe, 1.44 meg 3.5 inch floppy drive. We have a standby button. Obviously it puts it in a standby, but what it actually does, I do not know. How it does it probably just spins the hard drives down, something like that. We've got a power light, 1 and 2. I probably would have thought that that's the floppy and hard drive, and then a low speed light, maybe, and obviously the carrying handle. I believe the hard disk is in there. You've got power switch and the most peculiar power socket there. Round the back we have a pretty much full width port cover. There we go. So we have got, let's start from the right hand side. Yeah, that's obviously a docking port, that one. Then next to that we've got the external monitor, which is VGA. Then we've got a parallel port, 25-pin D-type. Then we've got a 9-pin D-type, which is the serial port. And we've got a 37-pin D-type now. Yeah, difficult to make out from the logo on the port cover here, but that might be for an external 5¼ inch floppy drive. Bearing in mind we're talking about 1989, and 5¼ inch floppy disk was still a thing then in those days, so that's probably what that's for. And that's obviously a PS2 port for a keyboard. And let's see what we've got here. Yeah, nothing on that end. So yeah, so that's the basics of the of the thing looking around it. So now we'll have a look at the top side. I'll have a quick look at the keyboard. It's actually not a half bad keyboard. The keys are very nice. Let's pull the keyboard off, because obviously that was one of the features of this particular laptop. There we go. And of course here we have our battery, which is, I'm sure, completely and utterly dead. Oh, and it's very heavy. So there you go. So that's pretty much the walk around, as it were. According to the person I bought this off, this does actually work, and he had a picture on the listing on the website on eBay showing this thing powered up. However, I haven't powered it up yet, and there's a very good reason for that. Yeah, so it came in its original carrying case, and there's some documentation with it as well, and this is the original small portable power supply brick. But the point was that the reason I haven't powered this up is that when I opened the case, I caught the unmistakable whiff of something awry. Now, if you've actually ever worked on vintage electronics, electrical equipment, you will be well familiar with the scent, the peculiar aroma of dead or dying capacitors. And this, I caught a whiff of this when I took this stuff out of the bag, and following my nose it came to this thing, and this stinks of dead capacitors. So before I put power on this, I mean, there's some that could possibly be burn on there. I'm going to open this up and see what the casualties are inside it. Well, I've removed the screws, so let's see what's inside this thing. Assuming I can get it apart. Oh yes, right. There we go. Oh god, yeah, look, oh, it stinks. Look at that. Unmistakable capacitor vomit all over the back of the case by the mains socket. Oh, nice, there's a date on there, Jan 21, 1989, so we know when this one was produced. It's also over the, it's all over that shield there. So something has blown up on the mains end. Hopefully it's just a reefer cap. They normally used to put reefer caps across the main supply, and oh yeah, there it is. I don't know whether you can see that. Let's, let me bring you in so you can have a look at that. And there you go. Bloody great crack right across the face of the capacitor, just here. And all its guts all over the place. So that's going to need to be stripped down. Original reefer removed, I'll put a new one in. Probably find the power supply still works. The reefers are generally just shoved across the mains input to stop any crap from the power supply getting back onto the main. So they normally go open circuit when they blow up. So the fact that it's not there, it doesn't stop the power supply from working. But it looks like there's at least one other reefer cap in there, so that'll need to be changed. The other caps look okay, but you need to get all the crap off the board and everything, because it's not nice stuff at all. So work to be done on the power supply before we see whether this thing actually powers up or not. So what are the options? Well, yes, you could repair this power supply. I don't think it would be too much of a problem. However, for the cost of the replacement capacitors and all the work involved, you could probably, and I'm fairly certain of this, you could probably buy a modern laptop power supply, 18 volt of the right amperage, which would even fit inside the original case of this power supply, and it would be way better than this thing. So yeah, I think that's probably what I'll do. I will keep the original power supply, but I think I will simply buy a modern laptop power supply brick and put it inside the original case, and that will allow me to run this laptop whenever I want to. Okay, well, not one to let a fried power supply deter me. I went onto the internet and quite quickly found the pinout for the rather strange plug that goes into the laptop. It's 18.3 volts. I managed to lash up a lead using the original lead that came out of the power supply. So I've got the old bench supply here set to 18.3 volts. We'll turn it on. Oh, the screen flashed. That was good. Is it doing anything else? Here we've got a power light on. Excellent. Oh, we've got something on the screen. Let's zoom in on that. Oh, well, that's going to come out. Lighting laptop screens is very difficult. Let me move the camera. Well, that's a good sign. Oh, it's beeping. Excellent. 162 system options not set. Run setup. Insert diagnostic diskette and drive A. Resume F1 key. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good news. Date and time not set. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, that's fine. It doesn't appear to be seeing the hard drive. I'm making the assumption that there is a hard drive in there. These are originally shipped with a 20. Oh God, I don't know what it was in those days. 20 meg hard drive. But this is good. This is good. The screen is really clear. I'm well impressed with that. I'll see if I've got something that we can try. It's got a 1.4 meg 3.5 inch floppy drive. I'll see if I've got a disk that we can possibly boot this from. Well, the gods of retro computing and vintage computers are smiling on me today. There appears to be an awful lot of information online about the SLT286, and I was able to download and create a diagnostics disk, and the floppy drive appears to work. So we're going to boot that up from the floppy drive, and that will allow us to get into Compaq's setup. Let's put that in there, turn the power on, and I'll zoom in on the screen so you can see exactly, you know, what it's doing. Press F1 key. Date and time was set. Well, yeah, that's not surprising. The CMOS battery in this is very definitely dead. A little quick word about the CMOS battery. These Compaqs use a real-time clock chip. It's a Dallas DS, I think it's 1287. I'll put a quick screenshot up so you can see what it is. The problem with those is they weren't just a chip. They were a chip with a battery actually molded inside the chip. So as long as the thing was put in a socket on the board where it was used, then you could just pull it out and change it for another one when the battery died. Unfortunately, apparently Compaq decided to actually solder it into the board. Yes, great. So that doesn't help us much at all. However, I don't think that's going to be a problem. You know, obviously if you're going to use this a lot, then you would want to change it, but I'm not. So okay, so it looks like we're into Compaq's diagnostic, so press enter to continue. Right, have you completed running this program since connecting the battery? We'll type yes for that. It doesn't matter because the battery doesn't work. Yes. The configuration memory device indicates it has lost power. Yes, of course it has. So we're not going to bother entering the date and the time in this because it's just going to forget it as soon as I turn it off. So we'll just go. Now the important thing is, does it see the hard drive? Let me come out a little bit so you can see the whole thing. There we go. And yes, it does. Look at that down the bottom there. Let me zoom in, right? Hot. Oop, you missed a bit. There we go. Right. Fixed disk 1, type 2, 21.4 megabytes. It's seeing the hard drive. Excellent. That's fantastic. What else is it telling us? The floppy disk is 1.44 megs. Yeah, nothing else of any great interest there. But what is important is that the computer's BIOS is seeing the hard drive. So if we exit out of this, there's F3, save and exit, take the floppy out. Hopefully it will now boot from the hard drive. Let's do its memory check. Come on, come on, come on. F1. Yeah, the hard drive light is flickering. Excellent. It's not an MS-DOS. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? As I suspected, this is a corporate machine and it doesn't look like the hard drive's been wiped. So it's running a batch file which gives you a simple menu which allows the person who works on this machine, in this case Shelley Hemsby. Well, thank you, Shelley. She's presented with a menu of all the main programs that that she is likely to use. So you can get to a DOS prompt. You can use WordPerfect. Oh, WordPerfect. Now there's something I haven't read for a long time, ever since Microsoft obliterated every other word processor on the planet. I don't know what Framework 3 is. It's obviously some corporate software. What's that one? Actec. Oh, hard disk manager. Okay, right. And then there's format utilities. The above command can be issued at any time. Enter the command and press return. Superb. Right. So, okay. Well, that's fantastic. I'm well pleased with that. So let's do a DIR and see what else is on here. What I'm looking for, even though this is a corporate computer, I know because I did, and I'm sure everybody else did. I would have, I certainly installed a few games on my works PC, and I'm sure everyone has done that. So, and yeah, look, sure enough, we have a games directory. Yeah, right. So let's have a look and see what's in there. I do hope you weren't playing games on your works time, Shelley. Outrun and Gold. I'm not sure what Gold is, but we all know what Outrun is. I think it's just Outrun. Okay, so this has got VGA graphics, although it's monochrome screen, they are VGA. So we'll go for 3. Oh yes. Oh, bloody classic. Look at that. That's amazing. Oh, listen to that wonderful sound. Oh, this is just bloody amazing. There we go. Ah, that's just incredible. That's just absolutely brilliant. Outrunning glorious monochrome. Excellent. Now I'm very, very happy with that. Yeah. No, just bloody brilliant. So there you go. That's just, well, that's just amazing. I'm gonna have a good old dig around and see what else is on there. But no, to get it to boot from the hard drive, that's just fantastic. So no, truly wonderful. So there you go. I think that'll be about it really for the Compaq SLT 286. And I'm just, it's in beautiful condition, this one, cosmetically. I mean, obviously there's that problem with the power supply, but I'm sure we can find a way around that. But no, just to have it running, and the fact that the hard drive is still fine, it's just you know, unbelievable. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed this little video on the Compaq SLT 286, a little snapshot back into 1989. As always, thanks for watching. Cheers.